This is my MagicBand collection. We're going to talk about it on the latest episode of The Collection Show. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of The Collection Show. This is the show where I show off some of my collections and eventually allow some of you to show off your collections and the meaning behind it. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be going over a collection that I started a little while ago, actually, and that is the MagicBand. So if you don't know what a MagicBand is, and you're not well-versed in the Walt Disney World meta, a MagicBand is essentially a park ticket, or a device that you link to your park ticket that allows you to enter a Walt Disney World park. It is also used for your fast passes, so you can scan your MagicBand at the entrance of an attraction. If you have a fast pass for it, it allows you entrance. You can also use it as your park ticket to enter the park. You can use it to enter your room. You can pay with it in certain locations. They do a lot. And one thing that Disney has done that is very, very intelligent is they created customizable versions of the MagicBand. Not only customizable versions, but of course they have versions that utilize all of the various IPs and attractions and varieties. And have done so for quite a while. So, what I do is I collect limited edition MagicBands. So these are MagicBands, most of mine are limited edition. These MagicBands are special because when you touch them at the entrance of a park or in an attraction, sometimes they do a special sound or lighting effect that other versions do not. Now, you do typically pay a premium for these, but I think it's worth it if you go to the Disney parks enough, which I go a lot. Being someone who is not only a huge theme park fan, but I work there, and I run a theme park channel and of course want to spend as much time in the parks as I can, so I figure it's worth getting one or two of them. And of course, one or two of them became like 16. I have a lot of MagicBands. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go take you back in time and show off some of the MagicBands that I have collected over the years. Now, most of these do come with a limited edition box, and I would love to show you all the boxes as well. I did give you kind of a glimpse in the intro. That will take a while, and I don't want this to be like an hour-and-a-half episode where I go over every single box, so I'm going to focus specifically on the MagicBands themselves in terms of their look and their style. So I'm going to start things off. The design is very simple. Many people might consider this retro. That is my original OG MagicBand. So this MagicBand was a gift from the company. They first allowed cast members to utilize MagicBands. When they first came out, we were not allowed to use them. They had to do some kind of system update that allowed cast members to link their main entrance pass to a MagicBand. Once that was done, they actually shipped out a MagicBand 1.0 that it was customized for each cast member, and it came with a special cast member box, which is pretty cool. I still have my box. This MagicBand, I did with it, like, of course, most people would put their name. I didn't put my actual name in mine. Of course, when I got this, which was like 2014, I was a huge Destiny fan, and I still am. I play Destiny 2 every now and again, but I'm not as hardcore as I used to be. So naturally, in my MagicBand, I put Ghost as my name. So, this is my Ghost MagicBand, which is the original MagicBand that I acquired. So, I still have it. I haven't used it in years, but I still have it, so pretty cool. A lot of these designs, actually, I'm pretty sure all of them, with a couple small exceptions, are not going to be available to purchase. Just keep that in mind when I'm showing you these designs, because, you know, they're Some of them are really old, some of them are just not available anymore, so just be aware. Alright, so the next ones I'm going to show you are the first limited edition MagicBands that I acquired, and actually these were some of the first limited edition MagicBands made. This one was actually one of the first. Now, if you have not been coming to the Disney park since 2015 or so, you may not remember Star Wars Weekends. This was a special weekend event that happened usually end of May, beginning of June, where for usually around 4 or 5 weekends, they would basically have Hollywood studios taken over by Star Wars fans. They'd have a Star Wars parade, Star Wars fireworks, Star Wars shows, celebrities who appeared in Star Wars films, all kinds of Star Wars stuff. And one of the biggest draws of Star Wars weekends for a lot of people was the Star Wars merch. They had lines for hours for some of the Star Wars merch available at Star Wars weekends. One of the things they offered in the early days of MagicBands was limited edition MagicBands. Now there were two when they first debuted. Of course, they had Light Side and Dark Side. Light Side was a green MagicBand with Yoda on it, and the Dark Side, of course, is Darth Vader. So this is my original Star Wars Weekends MagicBand, and what's cool about this one is from 2014, limited edition of 2,500. When you scan it at a touch point or at the entrance of an attraction, instead of glowing green to grant you access, it would glow red and you would hear Darth Vader's breathing. Pretty darn cool, and it freaked out a lot of cast members when these first came out because they didn't really tell us ahead of time that this was going to be a thing, so pretty dope. I love that one. The following year, in 2015, which was also one of the last years of Star Wars Weekends, they had another limited edition, and this one is actually one of my all-time favorite limited editions just because it's so unique. They did a couple different Disney characters dressed up as Star Wars MagicBands. And of course, Disney doesn't even do that anymore. Once we acquired Lucasfilm, they've stopped all instances of Disney characters dressing up as Star Wars characters. So if you find merch of that, it's pretty rare nowadays. But this is one of the coolest things I got from Star Wars Weekends. I believe this is 2015. Star Wars Weekends 2015 limited edition MagicBand. This one is of Donald Duck as Mace Windu. That's purple lightsaber. And what's cool about it is when you scan this MagicBand, it glows purple and you hear Donald Duck say, "May the Force be with you" in his voice. Definitely one of the coolest limited edition special effects that I've seen for MagicBand, so I love this one. I'm going to try to pick up the pace a bit because the first two took 8 minutes. The next cool limited edition 1.0 MagicBand that I got was for Star Wars The Force Awakens. And you will see a big trend with a lot of my MagicBands is a lot of them are Star Wars. That's because they released a lot of limited edition Star Wars MagicBands. I believe I have one for every film when it came out. I might have to double check. I might be missing one. But they released them for a lot of different Star Wars film releases. So this one was for Force Awakens. It's a Star Wars MagicBand 1.0. Gray, has Kylo Ren on one side, and then Rule the Galaxy with the First Order logo. This one, when you scan it, it glows red, and you hear the sound of Kylo activating his lightsaber, which is distinct from all other lightsaber activations. It's pretty cool. The last 1.0 I'm going to show, this one is not a limited edition. This one just came out when Force Awakens did, and I liked it, so I figured I'd get it. It's another First Order Kylo Ren MagicBand. I got this little Darth Vader charm to go on it, because it's kind of cool. And then there's Kylo Ren on the side. So this one was a limited release, meaning it doesn't actually do anything cool when you scan it. It's just a nice looking MagicBand. Now, one thing that you'll notice that's a big difference between a MagicBand that's limited release and limited edition. Limited edition MagicBands come in a fancy box and says, limited of a certain number. Limited release usually comes in the standard MagicBand packaging with a sticker that says limited release. The ones in the boxes are the ones that actually do something cool. So if you get a limited release one, it might be cool like a MagicBand, but it's not going to do anything cool. But it still looks cool. It's nice to have those in your collection. So that one's good. All right, let's get to the next evolution of MagicBands, which is MagicBand 2.0. Now they released these a few years later and changed up the design of the MagicBand. The main thing that was a problem was the surface area. If you look at these, it's kind of small, and you're supposed to tap Mickey to the center of the touch point, and it was very spotty for MagicBand 1.0. So they decided to make it easier by making the band bigger. So the surface area became circular. They added a puck to the middle, and so it just has a slightly different look. It looks better. And because of that, you can now do more with a MagicBand than you could before. For instance, you can actually take the puck out from the center of the MagicBand and install it into a keychain or a charm that you can put on your Apple Watch. There's lots of other things you can do. So the 2.0 is a big step in the right direction in terms of the advancement of MagicBands. I have a lot of 2.0s because that's when they really hit their stride in terms of making limited edition MagicBands. So I have a lot of those. So I'm going to start with some that are not tied to a specific thing, because I have a lot that are tied to very specific things. So this is the first one, and this was probably the rarest MagicBand that I have, just because you couldn't buy it. This one was not purchasable. This is my Roaring Into Our 20s 20th anniversary of Animal Kingdom cast member band. So this band was available only to cast members who worked at Animal Kingdom for the 20th anniversary. And this was actually a way to get into our cast party. So it has this cool logo. This was also one of the first bands where the puck was a different color from the band itself. That was kind of interesting. And then you've got this Lion King-ish logo on the side of the band. So I really like this band. I use it a lot just because I think it's unique, and it's not one that most people can see nowadays unless you work at Animal Kingdom. So I like that. That's one of my favorites. All right, so let's go for some more Outliers. So of course this one's not a limited edition. This was a limited release, but I had to get it because I was on the Test and Adjust team, and then later on the opening team for the Disney Skyliner, and they released a limited release Skyliner MagicBand. So of course you've got the Skyliner logo, number of Skyliner gondolas on the sides, and then it's got a blue puck in the middle. This one doesn't do anything cool, but I had to acquire it because it's Skyliner. I worked at the Skyliner, and I had to represent, so I like this one. I think it's a nice design. So there are a number that I got from different movies that released. I'm trying to group them all together because there's some that are kind of tied together and then some that are not. So the next Outlier, not a limited edition, not a limited release. This is actually just a basic red MagicBand 2.0. But what I did was I customized it. And this one means a lot to me because of what it represents. This is my Great Movie Ride closing MagicBand. So essentially there's a company that makes MagicBand skins, and I saw they made one to represent the closing of the Great Movie Ride. So of course I had to buy it, and I put it on a red MagicBand. So it's got the dates for when Great Movie Ride was operating. It's got the Great Movie Ride logo in the center, and then you got film reel clapboard on the side. So not a limited edition, not a limited release, but cool design. And of course I wore it on opening day, or not opening day, but I wore it the first time I rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because I had to represent. And this one, I'm probably not going to wear this one that often just because it's a sticker. Most of the MagicBands are like waterproof, so like you can get them wet. This one, if like I wash my hands when I'm wearing it, there's a concern that I could peel the sticker off. So I don't wear this one often. I wear it sometimes, but it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to go into some themes. We're going to start with a couple Outlier movie magic bands. Because, you know, sometimes when a big movie comes out, I want to get a magic band to represent it. And of course, with a lot of Disney movies, they released a limited edition magic band to celebrate that movie's release. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Incredibles 2. It's a black magic band. It's got Jack on the side. Of course, it's got the Incredibles logo on it. This one, when you scan it, it glows, of course, the orange, yellow, and red of the Incredibles, and it plays the do-do-do-do-do, which is kind of cool. So, I like that one. Next one, which I haven't actually seen what it does yet, and I'm hopefully we'll find out eventually. This is the Toy Story 4 Forky band. So, it's got Toy Story 4 logo on it, Forky on the side. I don't know what this one does yet, because a couple times I've worn it, it didn't do anything. Probably just was a busy day, because sometimes the parks do disable the special effects if like it's a particularly busy day and they don't want to hold up the line, so it might just have not been the right day, or maybe I scanned at the wrong park, who knows. That's another important thing to note about magic bands, is sometimes the effects only work in specific location. For instance, if it is a band tied to a specific park, the special effect will only work at that specific park. So there you go. Speaking of specific parks, I'm now going to go over my park anniversary collection. So I've got a band representing every park except Magic Kingdom. I don't have a Magic Kingdom anniversary band. I will probably get one when the Magic Kingdom 50th comes around, but I wasn't working in the park when any of his anniversaries came around, so just never got one. So we're going to start with Epcot. I actually have two different ones representing Epcot's 35th anniversary. The first one is this red one. This one has all the old Pavilion logos, old/new, because of course they brought the Pavilion logos back with the Epcot updates that are currently happening. And then on the side, of course, you have Figment and the old Epcot logo. This one, when you scan it, it glows the colors of Epcot. Sort of like red, orange, and like purple. And then it plays a little bit from the Epcot main entrance theme, which is pretty cool. So I enjoyed that one a lot. This one is one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love this band. And typically when I go to Epcot, I wear this one. It's a white band, and it is a Journey into Imagination band. Of course, it's got the Epcot logo, Epcot 35th on the side. And then over here, you've got Figment and the pastel colors. This one, when you scan it, it glows pink, purple, and then it plays the beginning of One Little Spark, which I love. Alright, the next two are from two of the other parks. This one is from Animal Kingdom's 20th anniversary, which was a couple of years ago. It's a brown magic band, which was one of the first brown bands available. It's got Animal Kingdom 20th, of course, all kinds of different animal designs on the sides. I tried this one at the main entrance. It didn't do anything, but again, I might have just picked a bad day. So I don't know what this one does yet. I'm gonna find out eventually. So maybe next time I go to Animal Kingdom, I'll wear this one, but we'll see. Last for the park anniversary bands is the Hollywood Studios 30th. So this was last year. Got the 30th logo, Mickey Mouse. On the side, you've got many of the park icons, so Olaf, BB-8, Kermit, Woody, and Edna Mode, 2019. I don't know what this one does either, actually, because I've never worn it since I bought it. I bought it on the 30th, haven't worn it back in the park since. I also haven't been to Studios very much, aside from the 2 times I went this year for Runaway Railway. But once we're able to go back into the parks, I'm going to try to experiment with some more of these just to see how it turns out. Next two are also kind of tied to Animal Kingdom, but specifically to Pandora, the World of Avatar. which, as many of you know, is where I currently work. So these are 2 limited edition bands that have been released in Pandora, and they both do limited edition things, but only if you have a Fast Pass for Avatar Flight of Passage or Na'vi River Journey, which of course are hard to come by. So I've seen them go off when I work, but I haven't actually activated them. So this one is the Ace one. It's the only one that has the actual Alpha Centauri Expeditions logo on the side. It's got an image from Na'vi River Journey on the bottom. On the back it says Pandora, a bioluminescent world. Another look at the bioluminescence in the land. This one's pretty cool. This was an opening day band that I was able to acquire. So that one's cool. This one, I really haven't seen any other band do this. So this one's really interesting. It is another Na'vi River Journey band. It's got Pandora, the World of Avatar on it. It's black, and it's got the shaman. And then of course on the other side, it's got wood sprites. But what's cool about this one is it glows in the dark. So if you actually wear it on Na'vi River Journey, it's gonna glow like kind of a green. Really cool. I really haven't seen any other glow-in-the-dark magic band, so this one's kind of a rarity, but a really cool band from 2018. I like this one a lot. 2 more Star Wars related ones. This one is the Star Wars 40th band. This was for the 40th anniversary of the original Star Wars A New Hope. It's got the poster recreated. It's got stars on the side. It's a black band. This was not limited edition, it's limited release, but it was one of those designs where I just had to have it. It looked too cool. And of course, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I had to represent the OG original Star Wars. And then this one was from The Last Jedi. Another First Order band. This one's got one of the guards, one of Snoke's guards on the side. I don't think I figured out what this one does. It does something at Hollywood Studios, but pretty cool band. I like it a lot. Okay, I got 2 more collections for you. This one is interesting. So of course, as many of you know, Disney owns Marvel Studios and all of Marvel. However, because of licensing deals with Universal, they can't really utilize Marvel properties east of the Mississippi River, with a couple minor exceptions. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of them, which is why there is a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster coming to Epcot. But one thing they can do is release Marvel-themed Magic Bands. So there's a whole line of Marvel-themed Magic Bands that are out, and I've gotten quite a few of them. So I'm going to show off my first, and I believe this was the first limited edition Marvel band. And that is, of course, Black Panther. Came out with the release of the film. Now, there's been debate as to where the special effect works. Some people have said Epcot, some people have said just main entrance of a park, some people have said Animal Kingdom. I haven't figured it out yet, so I don't quite know what this one does. I've tried it at a few different places. It didn't do anything, so I'll have to experiment more, but this one's pretty cool. I like the design of it. This one is specifically unique and really interesting. This is the first band, and I believe the only band, that Disney has released based on a non-Disney property. It is a SpiderMan band. But it is not based on one of the Marvel Studios SpiderMan films, which at least they have a stake in. It is based on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is a Sony-produced film. So you've got Miles Morales, you have his signature on the side, and of course, instead of the Mickey, you have a spider web. Again, I have not seen this do anything. It might not do anything, but I had to get this just because, A, it's pretty rare. It's a limited edition of 1,000, so there were really not many of these made. On top of that, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I love the spiderweb design, I love the colors, and Into the Spider-Verse is honestly probably the best Spider-Man film ever made, so I had to represent. It's pretty dope. Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame were two of the biggest films ever, really. Avengers Endgame is the record holder for the highest grossing movie of all time. Now, naturally, because this was such a huge event for moviegoers everywhere, Disney had to honor the two Avengers movies with MagicBands. So the first one is for Avengers Infinity War. You've got the Infinity Gauntlet, the Marvel logo, and then on the side you have Thanos. This one is cool because when you scan it, the touch point glows all the colors of the Infinity Stones. So that's pretty cool. Then of course you have the Avengers Endgame Magic Band. This one's got a number of different characters from the film, so Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, and on the other side you've got Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and Rocket. So no Captain America, no Iron Man. And it's got the Avengers logo on it. I don't know what this one does. I haven't actually found out yet, so pretty interesting. But this is a really good, cool band. And of course, I have the Infinity War ones. I had to get the Endgame one. Last Marvel band, of course, is SpiderMan Far From Home, which came out last year. It's a white band. It's got a whole bunch of like stamps on it based on different Spider-Man insignias and passport. And of course, you've got Spidey on the side with the Far From Home logo. It was one of my most recent MagicBand purchases. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to end the video with my two most recent MagicBand purchases. And these are actually based on specific attractions. These are the only bands I have that are actually based on a specific attraction. So of course, as a lot of you know, my favorite attraction currently, and probably for the foreseeable future, is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. I rode it on opening day. I have rode it 3 times total now, which is a lot for an attraction that is very, 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 very hard to get on, because you have to have a boarding group, you have to get up super early in the morning. The fact that I've ridden it 3 times, that's impressive. So, of course, on opening day, they had a number of limited edition merchandise options. And one of them was a limited edition Rise of the Resistance Magic Band. So this is it. It's got X-Wings. Of course, it has the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance logo, the Resistance logo on the side, and then of course up here it says Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, I don't know if this one actually does anything, because at the time, there were no attractions in Galaxy's Edge that utilized Magic Bands. I don't know if this actually works in terms of doing a special effect. Of course, Rise of the Resistance does not affect, of course, Rise of the Resistance does not accept FastPass currently. Smuggler's Run does, so maybe this works on Smuggler's Run, but if it only works on Rise of the Resistance, it's probably going to be a while before we can actually see if it does anything. It doesn't do anything in the main entrance, as far as I know. So, I like this band a lot. I definitely want to wear it the next time I'm able to go to Hollywood Studios, because I want to see if this does anything in Galaxy's Edge. But it's a really cool design. It's very simple. And it's my first navy blue Magic Band, which is pretty cool. Alright. The final Magic Band that I acquired, I had to get some help. This is actually a pass holder exclusive Magic Band. And of course, as a cast member, I am not allowed to purchase pass holder items, so I didn't. A friend of mine did. And that is the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway Neon Magic Band. So, of course, if you've seen my Thrill Seekers review, as well as the Theme Park Throwdown episode regarding Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I like the attraction. It's a good attraction. I'm not going to compare it to Great Movie Ride. I'm not going to say it's better. I'm not going to say it's worse. It's different. It's not better than Rise of the Resistance. It's not a top tier attraction. I think it's a solid attraction, but you know, it's good for what it is. Magic Band and some of the aesthetic designs are really cool. Reminds me of old Hollywood. So this is a black band It's got the Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway logo on the front. Of course, you got Mickey in his cartoon look and Minnie in neon. I love the fact that you've got the design on the top too. It's not just the sides. It says pass holder and then more neon designs on the sides. That is my entire MagicBand collection. It's a lot. I've been collecting MagicBands for a while now, and I plan to continue, honestly. It's something that's functional, like I can choose which band I want. Oftentimes I choreograph what I'm wearing to the park with whatever MagicBand fits. So, for instance, like if I'm wearing my Rise of the Resistance getup, of course I'm going to wear that MagicBand. If I'm wearing my Great Movie Ride getup, I usually wear that one. So it depends on what I'm wearing that I choreograph the MagicBand, or it depends on the park. Sometimes if I know I'm going to a park like Epcot, where I know a band works, I'm going to wear that band. So it's a pretty cool thing. I really enjoy collecting MagicBands. I think they're fun. And if you go to Disney World a lot, it's worth having some limited edition MagicBands. They're fun. You can kind of see what the design does when you scan it. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of the Collection Show. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, new videos come out every day at noon Eastern Time, so hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you will know when each video drops. Releasing all kinds of new stuff, trying to experiment a little bit with different show types and different concepts, since again, we don't know when things are going to be going back to normal, so I'm going to be stuck at home a lot. Try to keep presenting stuff for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Collection Show. Bye.